Well, hello to all good people of the world. This is Paul Whittakin returning to you today with the universal law of numbers, the 369 code. And what I'm just going to try and emphasize today is more about the fact that the 369 code, being all that it is and what Tesla speaks of and all the mysteries involved, when it comes down to it, it's just really arithmetic. And we know that arithmetic is the basis for all mathematics. And we know that mathematics is the basis of all science, physics, chemistry, biology. We're counting things and counting, how they interact with each other. So what we have in the universal law of numbers, which is what this is in front of us, it's the 369 code. We have a special relationship between the numbers 2, 4, and 8. We all know that. But the way I'm trying to look at it, and, encourage you to as well, is this is 2, 4, 8, which are the even numbers in the 369 code that are not 369 numbers, and the other three are 7, 5, 1, and those are the odd numbers. And depending on what kind of arithmetical operation we're doing, these numbers have special relationships. As when we were squaring numbers consecutively, 1 and then 11 and 111 and 1111, we had special relationships between 1 and 8, and between 2 and 7, and between 4 and 5. Here we have the special relationship between the 2, 4, and the 8, and it really helps to it helps me to understand the proportions of the numbers that we're dealing with and the special relationships between them. For instance, we're going to square 2 and go onwards. It's going to be 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, etc. But if we know this list of numbers down to 16,777,216, we can get a grasp of how this thing is rotating. We'll see that it's rotating by 6s according to the 369 code, 369, 369. We'll get to that in a second. But since we know 2 squared is 4, then we also know that 4 squared is 16, and 8 squared is 64, and 16 squared is 256. We know that. We also know that 2 to the third is 8, so 4 to the third is 64, 8 to the third is 512, 16 to the third is 4096, etc. So by knowing what goes on here, we can understand what these other numbers are by just filling in the blocks. For instance, if I skip 1 here, 4, 16, 64, 256, that's what's over here. 4, 16, 64, 256. If I skip twice and I start from 8, 1, 2, 64, 8 squared, 1, 2, 512, 8 to the third, 1, 2, 4 to 96, 8 to the fourth. So we will know what this, also we can do 16 times 256 is 496. 32 times 1024 is 32,768. So we can also go, the cube root of this one will be the one for the 2, and so on and so forth. But you will have a better understanding of the proportions of these numbers in the universe. So what I want to point out here is that they do follow the 369 code. And these are the important numbers, really, because what it's doing is, we always think about numbers rotating 1 through 9, then 10, and then rotating, to 18, rotating going that way, 27, etc. But what we neglect oftentimes is to understand the rotation that's going on in this direction. And by understanding what's going on in this direction, we know perfectly well what's going on in this direction because it's the same exact thing. So what it's doing is it's revolving on the 6th spot here, 6, 3, 9, 6, onwards, 3, 9. because that's where it makes a 1. 64 is a 1, 6 and 4 is 10. That's a 10 too, or 10 and 9, 19 is a 1, 262, 144. Well, these are all 1 numbers. 144 is a 9, and that's a 10 right there. So, as well as 16, 7, 7, 7, 2, 1, 6. So these numbers will be rotating in each of these blocks because they're important numbers, and they go on forever, and the numbers get much larger. But we shouldn't be so concerned about those numbers because they don't exist so much in our world in terms of what we're able to comprehend. As you know, when they talk about trillions in debt, or they gave billions of money to this country, etc., it's a little bit out. You lose. If you want to, talk in astronomical terms, or terms of the smallest scale, we go to the minus, in the 30s in some of these things, plus 30s. These are very large numbers. But if we just learn this, then we can understand what the system is doing, and we can understand that that goes on to infinity as well. It's just going to make the 369 code by repeating. Here it's 639, here it's 369. Over here, it's going to be the 248751 numbers. 2, 4, that'll be a 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Well, that's a 369 code too, because you just reduce the numbers and it's going to be, the 369 code. So I guess that's it for today. I just wanted to come back and also, as I'm claiming, even a caveman can do it. Well, that would be, guess who? That would be me. And this is where the caveman comes from. So enjoy your day, and until next time, I'm signing out. This is Paul Whittekind. Peace and happiness to all good people of the world.